Hi guys, it's Chris Van Hoof here from Chisel Runners, just bringing you another video update in the lead up to the 2012 Gold Coast Marathon. In today's video I really want to tell you a story and I guess relay to you a lesson that I learned from really early on in my running. And see, I got into running after having a bet with a mate. I bet a mate that I could do the Gold Coast Half Marathon and I bet him that I could do it in 45 minutes. Now at that stage it was really clear to me that I had absolutely no idea how long a half marathon was, let alone what time it would take me to complete it. So after shaking hands and putting $200 on the bet, we started to talk to a few people. A few people started to tell us I was crazy, and we renegotiated the bet. And so the bet was I had to do the half marathon in 2 hours for $200. And so I went about, training and getting ready for the event. Come race day, it was about 12 or 13 kilometres into the race, and I hated the world. I wanted to cut my legs off. I swore I was never going to run again. It was the worst sport in the world. It was just, I was in real struggle street in a hell of a lot of pain. And it was at that stage where an older guy came up next to me, and I'm guessing that he was about 70 or 75 years age. And he said, "Come on, young fella, you keep going, we're not too far away." And I said, "Oh, mate," I turned around and had a look at him. I said, "Oh, mate, you're doing well. Have you done many of these before?" He said, No, this is my first ever half marathon." And I got that little tingle and I said, "Oh, mate, that's fantastic, great work, that's awesome." He said, "Yeah, usually I do the full marathon. This year I had a hip replacement, so I dropped it back to the half marathon. Anyway, mate, you have a good race." And off he trotted, left me for dead. And I remember at that point thinking, I've got it wrong. I'm thinking about how quick I'm running. I'm thinking about how far to go to the finish line. I wasn't actually in the moment, just enjoying the race. And as soon as I saw that old guy run off, I thought, I've actually got it wrong. The yardstick, or what I'm measuring myself up against in this race, being time and distance, is really not relevant. I've got to recognise that I'm out in the sunshine and the fresh air on the beautiful Gold Coast having a run. And to me that was enough. And I reckon what we do sometimes is we sometimes get caught up in the time and we get caught up in the distance, not only in the event, but also when we're training. I've got to do 2.5 hours this weekend. I've got to do 15 kilometres. And we start to get too caught up in it and not recognise the other reasons why we run. And so this week my challenge to you is actually find one of those reasons. Find something away from time and distance that motivates you to run. And have that at the forefront of your mind when you're doing a training session. For some of you it might be to be nice and fit and healthy so that you can spend time with your kids. For some of you it might be to completely zone out, switch off, get a really level head and just enjoy being out in nature. Whatever it is, I want you to find something that motivates you to run away from time and away from distance. Think about it during your training, and I guarantee you, when it starts to get a little bit hard, or when it starts to get a little bit challenging out on race day, they're the things that you cling to, alright? The real reasons why you run away from time and away from distance. Look, once again, all the best with your training. I'd love to hear what motivates you run, so don't be afraid to pop me an email or chuck a comment on the Facebook page, and I'll look forward to bringing you another video next week. All the best.